It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top players in 2023, Mack Mgbako. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's just
Yeah.
get right into this. You're now a top-ranked player. People are starting to get respect for you. Know that you are one of the best players in your class. You have a lot of D1 high major offers. Take us to what it feels like right now.
It's amazing, especially like being ranked when I was younger, like in the 70s, 80s, like below anybody's radar, and then like over the summer and like after the high school season, being ranked a little bit higher, and then I always saw on ESPN being ranked 19 in the nation. Like it was a great honor. I didn't really expect it, but I know where I am supposed to be placed. I know I work hard. My dedication is there, so it's starting to show off. It's starting to pay, especially like with what the accolades I've been getting and stuff like that, and whatnot.
In
So
my opinion, you're a guy that we can rank you wherever, but your ceiling's still immensely high. We still don't even know where you could reach. You're 6'8" right now, heading to your sophomore year, and you have a lot of length. You have a lot of scale. But over the next few years, where do you see yourself developing into?
I see myself developing into probably a two guard, being able to handle the ball, get the rebound, push it in transition, make plays for my teammates, move the ball, pass it, shoot it, off the screen, work a lot of off the screen type of movements, get the footwork right, stuff like that.
We have seen you in some different events over the past few months, but mostly it's been a lot of private workouts, just working out during this quarantine time. What are the biggest things you've keyed in on?
Most definitely getting my footwork right, being able to minimize the amount of steps I have to take to get to the basket or make a move, keeping it simple, but also like advanced and like really perfecting my craft, especially my shot. I feel like it's gotten better than what it already is. And then my handle, focus on keeping the ball on the string and be able to get to the rack and dish it if I need to or finish it around the basket. And then I've been working in the gym too, trying to get my strength up and my weight up.
Going back to the ranking aspect, obviously they don't mean that much, but you do see your name in there. We know you are one of the best players. But you personally, what kind of chip does it put on your shoulders, seeing that there are guys ranked higher than you? How do you look to surpass them in the next few years?
I really just want to focus on like just working, getting better. My game will talk for itself. I don't like I look at the rankings, but I really don't worry too much about them because like rankings don't really matter on the court. If you play in a game, it's just a game. The rankings won't like save you from anything. So yeah.
Couldn't agree more. And we do see one thing because of the rankings that there are four guys from New Jersey, and that goes to say that this New Jersey class in 2023 is one of the best classes New Jersey might ever have. What's like being a part of that?
It's amazing being able to be included in such a, well knitted ranking, especially since we're all from New Jersey, like top 25 kids from New Jersey. It's very nice to be involved in that.
You guys have a few more years to develop, but by the time you're the seniors, how special will this class be, and who are some of the guys you could see join this elite group?
Uh, Probably one of my guys, Isaac Hester, Aaron Bradshaw. Isaac is at Rainy right now. Aaron's at Roselle. A few other guys really. But that's about it.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into your recruiting process. You have pulled in countless offers now, but for right now, what you're hearing, what you're talking to some of these coaches and knowing what's kind of going on, who are some of the places you're hearing has shown the most interest in you at this point?
Um, Show the most interest. Duke called about 2 weeks ago. They said they'd like to talk to me, like to like open it up, really create a conversation so they can get to know my family. UCLA called the other week as well, saying they would like to know my family as well. Other schools that was called after that was Maryland. They contacted me. Georgetown as well. They just like starting it up. Nothing really has been said too much on it, but they just started to like look at me. Some of them offered me, some of them showing heavy interest, and like they just see where they can take it.
Let's just touch up on a couple different programs right now. One of them, UCLA, is one of the most recent offers you have, and that's a long way away from home. It's all the way on the West Coast, California, but it is a prestigious program. It's an elite program. What do you like about them?
Usually, I really like. Well, first of all, traveling has always been something I would like to do. So maybe going all the way to the West Coast wouldn't be too bad. Well, other than that, usually the way they play the ball, the way they move it, the way they shoot it, the way they get up. Lonzo coming from there, he was a number one draft pick, and then stuff like that.
They do have a guy just commit there in 2021, the number 7 player in the country, Payne Watson, and he's a guy I could see potentially being a lot like a guy that runs that small forward to point guard range, long length, he can score. Depending on how great they do with them, they can get paid into the NBA in one and done year, or even maybe 2 years. Does that make them more appealing to you?
Most definitely. The end goal is being able to get in the NBA and stay there. So where if they provide what I need, it'll most definitely be a great option.
Give me some things you're looking for in a program. What must they have for you to really consider them down the road?
Very family oriented, of course. Being able to get the ball, move in transition, shoot the three ball, because that's what I'm good at. Making plays off the screens, driving and kicking, being able to get offensive and defensive rebounds, and really just like playing as a team, moving the ball.
You have some programs that are relatively close to you, whether it be in New York, New Jersey areas. You have St. John's, Rutgers, Seton Hall. Feel this coach shown interest in you. Would staying close to home interest you at all?
It's most definitely a thought. I wouldn't like cross it out for right now, but whatever path I take, I feel like I'll be good with that.
We mentioned the elite New Jersey group right now in your class. Are any of those guys you're pretty close to that you could possibly see yourself teaming up with down the road?
Maybe Simeon, because like we share like the same offers, so that might be something I might look forward to in the future. Other kids in my class is starting to get the same offers and recognition as I am, so we might team up with them down the road, whoever that may be.
Let's talk about Rutgers. They're a program that is quite interesting right now. Their program's always been relevant. They're a Power 5 school, but not until they just landed Cliff, a top 50 guy that I personally think should be a top 25, 30 kind of guy. What do you like about them and just what they're building out there?
Actually, they did really well this past season, so I'm just piggybacking off of that. They've been shooting the ball well, being able to play as a team more than ever. I feel like if they just keep going with that, like they would be like one of the scariest teams.
Auburn's another big one. They've been consistently winning for the past 4 or 5 years since Coach Pearl took over out there. What do you like about them? We know Coach Pearl is a more aggressive, energizing coach. Is that a type of coaching style you like?
Of course, especially with Coach Cena, if you ever been to one of his games, he's running up and down this sideline, getting everybody's faces. Maybe you can talk back to the refs, but it's like they just want to win. They want to strive for us to be our best. I can never like downplay a coach when they're trying to make us better. So I'm always down for that.
So what would a dream coach look like for you? Do you want one that's been experienced, that's won a lot, maybe a younger coach, an energizing coach, quieter? Talk about your dream kind of coach.
Dream coach is probably, he could be older, young. It really doesn't matter the age preference, but like as long as he has experience and he's played the game himself, he's just like somebody who's watched it, somebody who like played the game, have in-game experience about what's going on, so that like we can both relate on the same level. Probably a coach who has, probably a coach who can shoot. I'm a shooter, you gotta know how to shoot, and somebody who's just like nice to be around, easy to talk to. I feel like that's what I have at Guild, that kind of coach.
Would a guy that plays in the NBA be really appealing, or do you just want someone that's just played basketball at the college level, overseas? Where do you kind of view that?
I'll probably overseas NBA is what I'll be aiming for, but it's not really what defines you if you played there or not. It's like really what shows like what you're showing on with your team, basically. So like it's basically if you build a reputation with yourself that you can like stand by and like back up.
You also have TCU, and that's also going pretty far away from home. What would it be like playing the Big 12 and playing in Texas?
That would be nice. I visited Texas one time. It wasn't a bad experience. I feel like it'd be really good, especially with the competition and that. So it would probably be really nice for me.
What's going this upcoming season? You broke out last year, 14 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Where do you like to go from here now?
Just keep going up, really. Maybe average 22 points. I'll try to average a double-double through rebounds and then like throwing some assists there, maybe 7 per game, something like that. But really just like get my team involved, do what I have to do on the court to get the dub.
We were talking earlier and you mentioned 15 games or so. How do you plan on adjusting the short season?
Really just trying to take advantage of what we have, especially since COVID hasn't let us play over the summer like that too much. So basically just seizing the moment, coming out with the mentality that we can't lose. And I feel like if we have that mentality, we'll do pretty well.
There won't be a postseason this year once again because of COVID, but last year 17-7. You're only going to get better because you're now a sophomore. You have another big-time prospect on the team in Denver. He's just going to get better. What were you guys capable of doing? What could you have accomplished if there was a full season, including postseason?
Probably take home the chip this year.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. That's what I've been thinking about. If it weren't for COVID, we would have been all the way up there. Then when we connect on a different type of level, we shoot the ball, we move the ball. I look for him, he looks for me. It's just like we're doing good.
Denver's someone that I think is extremely underrated. He's the guy that does have offers. He is known, but not to the level where I think he should be at. How special is he?
Denver, I've seen him from last year and this year, him being a sophomore, not being a junior, stepping up because we don't have too many seniors on the team anymore. So he's being like one of the role models for the freshmen or whoever to look up to. And I feel like he's been like trying to fill in those shoes, doing a good job. I'm helping him out. I feel his shot increase. I feel like he's gonna get way more looks this year than last year if the games are televised.
So when did you and Denver first get to know each other?
I knew Denver's. I actually see Denver playing with the Wrens, and then one of my boys hooked him up and said that, we should train together. He was playing 16s, I think, and I went to one of their practices to work out with them, and that's the first time I met Denver. And then from there, he just like introduced me to Gil, and then the rest is history.
You guys will have another full year together, hopefully. What would you guys be able to accomplish then? What will be his senior year, your junior year?
My junior year, his senior probably reaching 1,000 points, maybe 2,000. If there was a full season, I would have been like a little bit more easier to reach, but that's probably what could end up happening. Being like one of the best backcourts in New Jersey, most likely. For me just making the team better, being able to go to events or like be invited to things, stuff like that, and just really do well as a team and together.
Now, being a top player like you are, already I can imagine a lot of big prep schools or just national schedule schools have started reaching out to you. Is this something that might appeal to you, rather be for your junior season or even senior year?
No, I feel like Gil would be the best option for me to stick it out, hometown, just finish it like that.
There is something about being in states like New Jersey and New York that guys tend to want to do that because there is a lot more competition than most states get. And it's such a different kind of vibe. You guys have that pride, that culture representing the hometown. What comes of representing New Jersey?
It's amazing, going out of state and then be like, where are you from? I'm from New Jersey. People look at you differently. So, that's always good. And I feel like that I can take that places.
Not only that, but there's history. There's a lot of players that have made the NBA before you that's come from New Jersey. What's like looking up to those guys and trying to imagine becoming the next one of them?
It's amazing. J.R. Smith coming from Newark, Kyrie Irving coming from, I think he came from Newark as well. But, it's just amazing being like able to look at those people saying that they came from the same place I was raised and then like them being where they're at right now. Just mind blowing.
You made Maxwell's All-American second team this past year. To get that acknowledgement, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot because, I didn't even know that I was involved in that conversation. But like when I seen that they put me on the list, I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm really getting recognized for the stuff I've been doing.
I've had a few different guys on there on the teams as well, and they all had different stories about how they learned about it. Where were you when you learned about it, and how'd you learn it?
I think my uncle actually told me, and I was like, I just finished the workout, and then he's like, oh, look at this. I was like, what is this? He's like, read it for yourself. And I see it, and I was just surprised.
That's awesome. Now, you would have been running with New Jersey Scholars, I believe. If you could have learned with them this past summer, what were you expecting to do, and what do you want to prove to people?
Probably go to Peach Jam because I was just this past summer, and just go to other tournaments. I'll just prove them, like, really just let them know my name and like have them think about it when they go home after games.
You already mentioned 6'8" earlier. Do you think that's going to be where you're going to kind of stay at the next couple of years, or do you think you can get taller?
I'll probably get taller. I hope I get taller. Man. I don't know. It's not in my hands. So whatever happens, happens.
And you're 6'8", and you've grown into it pretty well. How have you adjusted this height at such a young age?
Really just being able to stay in the gym and get more fluid in my body, being able to move the ball, practice on dribbling, practice on my shot, especially with the new height that's here. And just staying in the gym, getting ready for whatever comes.
On Instagram, your bio says 888. What's behind that?
Oh, well, that's That's an angel number, and it means balance. It says that everything falls into place as it should be. And I just like stand by that, and that's really what been my vibe and my motto from now on.
That's big time. And I was like wrapping up discussing legacy. By the time you are done playing basketball someday, what do you want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
I want them to remember me as like one of the best players ever to come out of New Jersey, something like that. And I feel like that would be like, especially since New Jersey is very basketball oriented, I feel like that would be like a big accomplishment for me to achieve. So, yeah.
That's big time, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. Keep doing your thing, man, and look forward to seeing what God's got next for you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
God bless.